Alternative universe where you don't exist, who would have you place in Turbonegro and why?
Chuck Dukowski.
I think everybody, Chuck Dukowski, might, maybe, you know.
Like a chubby
I
Chuck
liked,
Dukowski.
A Chub Dukowski.
Chub Dukowski.
Maybe. That's flattering, though. Mike Watt, if Mike Watt was a better bass player.
Amazing.
Turbo bass isn't that hard. It's basically, it's kind of a Didi Ramone thing. I've always been a big fan of Dave Hill from Slade, so I put in the big beat bass rolls, you know, and that's always been
Slade's a big band for.
Yeah, that's kind of always since I was
Huge.
a little kid, you know. I remember in the 70s when Slade was big, and
Yeah.
had an older brother who was really into that, so
Great
that's
band.
kind of like, I don't even like to have the bass too loud on stage, because the bass itself is a very dumb instrument.
Yeah.
And I'm ashamed to say this. And I don't want to incite a lot of bassism, because there's a lot of bassism in society.
In bassism.
Yeah.
No, but I
So,
mean,
but
it's-
anyway, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
the cliche about bass, though, that is probably true, is it's the easiest instrument to pick up, but it's the hardest to master. Hey, you ever know?
That's deep now.
maybe Duff McKagan if he stopped doing yoga and all that.
Start surfing and drinking.
Started. Yeah, maybe. If he's lucky, he can replace me.
Okay, that would be an interesting version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a fight or a disagreement with Hapiton? And what happened?
Oh, fucking hell, are you kidding me? Constantly. We had one earlier. No, you're Norwegian, so it's not necessarily fights, it's more just like, you know, passive-aggressive statements. But I'm English, so I don't stand for that.
Yeah.
So then we had, no, of course, always. I mean, you know, you got 5 people in a room, it's like, you know, you got to work hard at making sure that everyone's kind of happy and everything's in. But of course, you know, there's times, I mean, you have bad, it's the equivalent of having a good day at the office and a bad day at the office. Today was a very, very good day at the office. You know, we had a great show.
Yeah.
Everything from our end on the internal sound was great. The audience were absolutely fantastic. You know, everyone was singing along. Everyone appreciated it. We've had shows that aren't like that. You know, we've had shows where it's very hard to kind of get that vibe going, and there's problems with sound on stage. And we had one quite recently, 24 hours ago, in fact. So it was so nice to have one today, which was great, because it's not all plain sailing. So, you know, there's times, but we've never actually physically had a fight. We've shouted at each other.
Looking forward to it. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not long coming.
Well, if Hapiton was a famous dictator, who would it be and why?
He is a famous dictator, that's the fucking point. He is
Talk to him about dictators.
Don't even. He is the most authoritarian right-wing, left-winger you will ever meet in your life. And we joke about this all the time.
Yeah.
He is, he totally is. He's incredibly, he is basically a South American communist dictator. Well, no, social democrat dictator. Did I get that right?
I hope so.
And that's what most of our arguments actually stem from. So you hit the nail on the head.
Cool.
Because Tony's more a left-wing, right-winger.
I'm
a right-wing, left-winger.
Yeah, that's why we get on so well. It's quite funny, really, yeah.
Sounds great. What's the darkest moment in Turbo history?
There haven't been any since I've been there.
I don't remember. It's Rancid Vat, this American band, once had a song called "My Most Memorable Blackout."
Whiskey Rebel.
Yeah,
He's a
Whiskey
big
Rebel.
fan, wasn't he?
Yeah, let's just keep it there.
Turbonegro is the band that will never die. What is the driving force?
Darkness. It's true. I mean, it's such a good muse. It's an indescribable sense of it. If you can describe what the darkness is, which is the muse for the band, it's a hedonistic nihilism. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of sense of like we're trying to create a zone of abandonment, I think that's the idea, right? Try to create an atmosphere where it's just where you just let it go.
For them that like fun.
For them that like fun, exactly, as Yorkshiremen would say, and that's what it is, and that's why it'll keep going. I mean, it's just like this is our record. I think one of the first things we wrote lyrically was "Hello Darkness." We wanted to say with that song, "Hey, look, you know, we're back," and you know, ask the muse for forgiveness. You know, hey, please forgive us for going away. We're back again now. But also remind people that the darkness is a hard mistress. You know, and it's not for everyone. You know, you can lose your mind. I mean, you look at the casualties in the Turbo along the years. It takes a strong mind and like a good solid constitution to do what it is that we're doing. You know, I'm just a baby. I'm just a pup. I just started.
If you guys could have access to a one-time use time machine only and take your band back in time and play one gig before getting transported back to present time, where would you go and why?
Open for the Stooges on that Metallic KO show when they're playing at the
With the bikers?
Yeah, with the bikers raining all the fucking bottles on them as they play Louie for an hour.
I wonder what would happen if we played at Woodstock. That'd be interesting.
68. Like
69?
No, we played Woodstock in '99 with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, we go there.
Whatsoever. Yeah, go there. You know, be a
I think
soundtrack.
when we go back to the 2000, the magic golden year of 2007, when the Insane Clown Posse had the first meeting of the Juggalos.
He seriously, for a year, he's been saying, we gotta play it. We gotta play.
I want to go there, dude.
We gotta play the Gathering.
I want to go.
Let's
The
go.
Juggalo Festival?
Yeah, let's because
On that island in Illinois.
Yeah.
Can you I mean, what would they think of
Crazy.
Turbo? That's the question that we're asking. What would they
They will
think?
love
So
it.
think about it. I mean, we talked about this a lot. It's an incredible phenomenon, the Juggalo thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's very easily dismissed and dismissible. And a lot of the time, people dismiss it. It's class based.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like people are. You know, it really is music for, you know, the proletariat, for people that don't really, and their love for it is so genuine that I think it's kind of negative to just discount it off the bat. I mean, it's not to my taste. You know what I mean? That's obvious. But at the same time, it's just like I can't imagine that what I like is to their taste. But I still think it's an incredible phenomenon that is so self-support. You know, they have their own soft drinks, they have their own. You know, it's bizarre, and I'm really interested in what kind of access we would have to that world and how they would appreciate us. Because there's parallels between Turbo Yugen will not want us to say this, but there's parallels between Turbo Yugen and Juggalos. In fact, it's probably one of the only parallels to what the Turbo Yugen is in terms of a all-consuming kind of appreciation. It's one of the only phenomena there, but at the same time, they're so very different.
I think the average Juggalo is 20 and has nothing, and the average Turbo is 35 and has a record collection.
Probably.
And an alcohol problem.
At least.
And a bachelor's degree in fucking.
Yeah, in communication and culture or something.
What's your preferred poison these days?
What we got? That's the answer, isn't it?
I don't drink booze that much, but I've always been a beer guy and can't really drink booze that much.
I just with my voice, it's just like I don't really do anything to excess. You know, that's the only way to really kind of survive.
I understand.
Apart from what?
If you could have one free kill,
I'm Torben Ulrich, Lars Ulrich's dad, sitting in the studio. I say delete that.
I think that
With
people are
his
saying
beard.
we should open the record with that.
With his,
It is my opinion.
Remember his beard?
When those people are wrong. That's possibly the greatest moment in like rock music video history. Is your boy's dad, Lars Ulrich's dad.
The Gandalf of rock.
Oh, amazing. Anyway, free kill.
yeah.
If I could kill one guy,
Yeah.
that dude with the glasses that all the celebrities like.
Dude with glasses.
The Asian dude with the fucking orange robe from Tibet.
Oh, the Dalai Lama?
Yeah, that
Dalai
motherfucker.
Lama.
How Purified said the Pope.
He did
said
say the Pope, yeah.
He's the Asian Pope.
Yeah, he is. We haven't mentioned Turbo
And the lizard
Yugen much,
people.
but what's your craziest fan story? You know, anything that made you
Well,
scared?
that's the cool thing about Turbogeugen is they're really dedicated fans, and there's a lot of them all over the world, and they're really, like Tony said, it's like all engrossing. It's like a lifestyle, but they're so non-stalking.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing, because I can walk through a bar full of Turbonegro and people won't even like. It's easier for
People
me.
talk to you.
It's easier for me to be in the bar full of Turbonegro than to be in the bar on a Saturday night in Oslo where people want to take pictures.
Yeah.
And, I don't mind that, but there's almost less of that at a Turbonegro bar than at a regular bar in Oslo. So there's not that many like dark or weird stories with Turbonegro, because that's always been on the up and up. That you guys do what you want. We're not responsible for you. There's a mutual love. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I think they have kind of this thing going, that not to like bother us or something.
But also, I think they feel more like they feel that they're your peers. You know,
they're kind of detached. Yeah, like
it's kind of detached, but at the same time, they don't. There's no. It's not like, oh, there's this great man. It's just like they're very forthright about, for the most part, about telling you their opinions. Which is something we talked about in a lot of interviews before. So
especially the Germans.
And also that they feel, they almost feel like, in a way, they're kind of they feel like they're shareholders in Turbonegro Inc. Rather than think that everything we do is fantastic and everything that comes out of our mouths is pure gold and we're so wonderful. It's not really like that. So therefore, it's more like cheers. It's more like a chink of a glass and thanks for coming, and maybe a hug off a sweaty man, and then and that's it. And that's kind of it. And that's great. So as much as it's like,
maybe sing some Billy Bragg songs.
Oh Jesus, that's another story. And there we have it. It's not really that stalky. Having said that, I'm probably it's probably gonna kick off now, isn't it? We're gonna have loads of stalkers.
You wouldn't mind that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you gotta have a good stalker, haven't you? You can't measure your. Gotta measure. That's a good way of measuring your fame, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course. Bunch of them outside a hotel.
We've never had that actually. I've never figured out where we're staying. We've not had that with them kind of like trying to bang on the rooms and
Would be great though, 100 people singing I Got Directions.
And I'm gonna have Tony dress up in like a little baby's outfit and hold Tony outside
with a towel over my head. Then to drop me.
Great.
Good luck with that.
Drummer just came up with a songwriting idea. What happens?
We listen
Tommy,
to it.
Tommy pretty. I mean, I Got a Knife was a Tommy.
That's a Tommy song.
The first opening riff there, we sat down. So it's Tommy's. Tommy played guitar in Silver. He's a very good. He's a great
producer and a great songwriter.
So.
I've got not to. I'm a songwriter as well to a certain degree. So I think the Turbo process is probably more democratic than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll let you in on a secret. Even Runer's written the songs. What? He's been playing that one.
Yeah, that's really good. He's played a riff.
It's really good. He's got really good starting point. Really good riff. So that's...
As an A&R man.
You know that when it comes to him...
Because he's an A&R dude and he knows what a song should have.
He knows what's what. Cool. So that's the thing, it's just like, unlike any point in Turbo's past, everyone's kind of involved in that process.
Yeah.
So no, there's no... There's no weirdness about the drummer writing, is there?
No, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for the interview. You guys have something you want to add?
Just the Skull or Skull Rooney, as I said. I think we might be doing a club show in Stavanger this fall.
November. Yeah.
Great.
Because really, I mean, that's where I think this incarnation of the band will come into its own.
Yeah.
Because we've been playing some of these festival dates have actually been in clubs, and the impact is.
Yeah, I love the club shows.
You know what I mean, and that's my back. That's where I want it. That's my background. That's my thing. So I mean,
not a big festival fan. Skål.
Skål.
Skål.